Hi there, Mary Lou here. I just wanted to make a video today on shapes in Canva and some of the newer features that Canva has come out with shapes. Just go to Elements, Lines and Shapes, and then See All. And this brings up all the lines and shapes that they have. As you'll notice, all the shapes are solid. They used to have like the outlines of all the shapes, but they changed them out and they do things a little bit differently now, and I just wanted to show you how you can get your outlines and stuff, do different things with the shapes now. I'm going to click a square to begin with, and I just wanted to show you, make it a little bit bigger so it's easier to see. I just wanted to show you some of the newer features that they have. All right, so just a plain square, and you want a border, so you click on it, and up here under border style, you'll click on there, and then they give you options. You can have like a regular solid border, or you can do like a dot, like a dashed border, or a like more of a dotted border. So they give you some options, and then you can also choose the weight. So that means like how thick you want your border to be, and then that you can just like play around with whatever looks good for you. And then if you want to, you can also do some corner rounding, and that just softens up your corners. So you can, pick as much as you want, all the way up to 100 here, see how that looks. So you can just like kind of play around and soften up the edges if you want to. That's another feature that they have. And with the square, it might not be such a big deal because, they do have a shape here that does have like a rounded edge. But I think for some of these other shapes, it's like pretty cool. Like, for example, like I'm going to just pick this like kind of starburst one, and I will give it a border. And then you can play around with like the borders on here. That looks kind of cool. And then you can do the corner rounding, and that'll like just kind of like soften up the corners. See how it does that? So I think that looks kind of cool. But that's, you can use your corner rounding if you want to for any of these shapes. Just wanted to point that out. And then now I wanted to point out that if you notice, there's a cursor in the middle of the square or the shape here, and you can actually type in it right inside your boxes now. So if I type like hello, and then you can do anything with this text, just like you can any other text. You can change, the size, the font, everything like that. One thing I wanted to point out was that when you click on the spacing tab with a shape, it will give you another option, and it's called padding. And that's just basically the space between your words and like the border. And so some people want like a thick padding around it. They don't want their words like all squished up to the edges of their shapes. And then other people like have maybe more words or something like that, and they just want like less padding. So you can adjust it. And then here you get vertical alignment. Right now it's like centered in the middle of it's centered in the center of the shape. And then you just click on this to make it like bring it to the top. Say if you're doing like a name tag or something, like hello, my name is, and then you would write your name underneath it. Or you can set it to the bottom. I'm going to put it back to the middle for here. And then obviously like up here is under regular alignment is where you can like move it from side to side then. So if you would say want to have it to the side and then go up here, put it to the top, and then you can, start typing, here. So that's like an option and on how you can kind of move your text around inside the box. Another thing I wanted to point out was if you're like filling out your shape and you selected your border, your color, and you type some words in it or not, whatever you want to do, but you decided, you know what, a square is just not cutting it today. I want to do a circle instead. So normally, if you click on circle, you're going to get a circle, and then you're going to have to type the words in here, and then you're going to have to like put the border in, choose colors and all that and stuff. So Canva came out with a kind of cool feature. And I don't actually know how long this feature was, but I discovered it fairly recently and I love it so much. So when you highlight the shape here, you just click on it. Up here, you'll see the word shape. You click on that and then it brings up all the shapes, but they're all like blacked out. And if you decide you want to turn this shape into a circle, you just click on circle and it changes immediately. If you decide you want to do like an arrow, it'll change it to an arrow or a star or any of these other shapes, you know, like you want to do a starburst or whatever. So it's really cool. I think it's a super cool feature that they came up with because it saves a lot of time if you're working on something and then you decide you want to change it. And so like previously you would have had to, you know, go to your shapes and then pick the other shape and then start over. And with this, you don't have to. You just click on the word shape up here and then you can pick whatever shape you want and it'll immediately change it. So I think that's really cool. Another thing I wanted to point out was, like if you are like, yes, but I want, you know, just a white box with a black rectangle around it or whatever, or, you know, black border, you just click on the color here and you can change it to white or no fill or whatever color you want the inside of your box to be. And then the border itself, you just click on this box next to it. It's, you know, the border box. And then you can choose the color of your border then. And that's how you do that then. Another feature I wanted to show you is, I think this is fairly new also, is when you right click on a shape, you can now enable quick flow. And so what that does is it gives you 4 arrows around here, and then you just click on an arrow and it will put another box here. So it's great for if you're making like a flow chart, or maybe you're doing like a one of those like step 1, step 2 sort of things. So you click on here and then do another one, and you know, whatever you want. And then, you know, if you have in here, like start here, and then this is like step 1 or whatever. And what's kind of cool is that you can, you know, do whatever you want with them. You can make all kinds of different flow charts and stuff like that. And you can also like actually like adjust. So if you move this, see how like the arrows just follow along with you. So it just kind of moves the arrows, and you know, you can adjust it to however you want then. Let's say you want to add another one here and then move it up. So this box is a little bit big, but you get the idea, right? And then you can also like change the shapes. So if you're like doing this and you decide like you want to make this an arrow, then you just click on the shape that you want and then click the word shape up here at the top, and then you can make it like maybe like a downward arrow. And so you're just kind of like following the arrows and click on each one, and then oops, on this one maybe you want it to be going pointing this way. Yeah. And then this will go up, and it's just kind of like following the arrows. And then you can, you know, tilt them too if you want to, just by like selecting it and then turning, you know, that sort of thing, or whatever you want to do. It's just like a fun thing to play. And then whenever you don't want to add any more like boxes or anything like that, you just right click and then disable quick flow. So it keeps everything here. You can still change it and stuff. You just won't see all the arrows to add more you know, spaces or whatever. So that's just a cool thing. I thought it'd be great for like if you're doing like a tutorial and where you're kind of doing like step 1, step 2 sort of thing, or like a family tree where you're connecting like, you know, the grandparents and the kids and the grandkids and all that and stuff. So play around with it, have fun, and I hope that this tutorial was helpful, and I hope that you learned some new things about the shapes that you may not have known existed. So All right, I will see you in the next video. Bye.